All right, let's jump right into it. Today, we're tackling a really critical piece of the modern cybersecurity puzzle: how to choose the right source system. And for this explainer, we're leaning on some expert guidance from a report by Bob Slavic at Virtualization Options LLC, a research firm that really digs into these kinds of challenges. So let's get started. So let me start with a question that probably hits a little too close to home for a lot of you. Is your security team just drowning in alerts? I mean, it's a huge problem, right? This constant, never-ending flood of notifications that makes it feel almost impossible to spot the real threats hiding in all that noise. Well, this is exactly the problem SOAR was built to solve. SOAR stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. And, in simple terms, it's basically a force multiplier for your security team. It's all about bringing some much-needed order to the chaos of modern cyber defense. But how does it actually work? Well, it really all boils down to three core pillars. And once you understand these, you'll see exactly why SOAR is such a game changer. Okay, first up, orchestration. Just imagine all your different security tools, your SIEM, your firewalls, your endpoint detection. They're all kind of speaking different languages. It's a mess. SOAR is like the universal translator. It creates this central hub where everything can finally talk to each other and share data without a hitch. The second pillar, automation, is really the engine of the whole thing. It takes over all those repetitive, super time-consuming tasks, like triaging the initial alert or pulling threat data. This frees up your human analysts to focus on the complex strategic work where their brains are actually needed the most. And that brings us to the final pillar, response. SOAR gives you a structured framework, usually using these predefined playbooks to handle security incidents. So what does that mean? It means your response is no longer just improvised on the fly. It's a standardized, fast, and consistent process every single time. Okay, so that's the what. Now let's get to the why. What are the actual real-world benefits that a SOAR platform can bring to your organization? One of the biggest, and I mean most critical, benefits is how much it cuts down your mean time to respond, or MTTR. By automating and streamlining that whole incident response chain, SOAR just slashes the time it takes from detecting a threat to neutralizing it. And in cybersecurity, speed is everything. It's the whole ballgame. And that faster response time, that's really just the beginning. A properly implemented SOAR platform boosts your entire security posture, it gives you way better visibility with centralized analytics, and it seriously improves team collaboration, because for the first time, everyone is literally working from the same playbook. So let's say you're convinced you need one. But here's the thing, not all SOAR platforms are created equal. Let's talk about the key features that really separate a good system from a truly great one. Okay, this is a really important distinction to make when you're looking at different options. Any decent system will have the core stuff on the left, but the great systems, they deliver those advanced capabilities on the right. We're talking about the difference between just automating a workflow and proactively hunting for threats based on actor profiles. That's a massive leap in strategic value. And maybe the single most important technical feature is integration. Bob Slovic's report from Virtualization Options really nails it here. If a SOAR platform can't easily plug into the tools you already have, its value just plummets. You have to look for strong APIs and pre-built connectors for the vendors you depend on. And please don't overlook compliance. Your SOAR system is going to be handling a lot of sensitive data, so it absolutely has to align with key regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, and frameworks like NEST. You should think of this less as a feature and more as a completely non-negotiable requirement. I know this all can sound pretty complex, but the selection process itself doesn't have to be a nightmare. Let's walk through a clear, step-by-step roadmap for picking a vendor and actually getting started. The whole journey really follows 5 logical steps. You've got to start with an honest look in the mirror, an assessment. Then you choose your vendor. Now, that third step, the pilot, is so crucial. Testing in a small, controlled environment lets you work out all the kinks before you go for a full-scale rollout. And remember, this is not a one-and-done project. It's a living system that needs continuous love and improvement to stay effective. So when you're sizing up vendors, here's a great checklist. The first 3 points are kind of the obvious ones, right? Alignment, features, integration. But you have to pay super close attention to the last 2. What's the total cost of ownership? Not just the sticker price. And what's the vendor's reputation for support? Because let me tell you, poor support can absolutely wreck an otherwise great platform. Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that cost. It is so easy to get fixated on that initial purchase price, but the total cost of ownership, or TCO, is the real number you have to focus on. This includes things like the annual subscription fees, the implementation and setup costs, and the investment you're going to have to make in training your team.
All right, so you've picked a vendor, you've rolled out the platform. Now what? How do you actually prove it was worth all the time and money? Let's talk about measuring success and showing that all-important return on investment.
The only way you're going to prove its value is with data. You have to be data-driven, and these are the metrics that really matter. We already talked about MTTR, but you also need to track how quickly you detect threats, how many false positives you're getting rid of, and your overall automation efficiency. When you put them all together, these numbers tell a really powerful story about your ROI. And remember, that fifth step from our roadmap, continuous improvement, a SOAR platform is not a set-it-and-forget-it kind of tool. You have to constantly be reviewing your metrics, getting feedback from your analysts on the ground, and refining your playbooks to keep up with how fast the threats are changing. And really, this is the ultimate goal. Just like Bob Slovik's report concludes, SOAR is what finally lets your security team shift from being purely reactive, just putting out fires all day, to being truly proactive. You're finally able to hunt for threats, assess your own vulnerabilities, and actually strengthen your organization's security. So we'll leave you with this one critical question to think about. The threats that are targeting your organization, they are automated, they are sophisticated, and the only real way to keep up is to make sure your defense is automated too. Thanks for joining us.